All right, we're going to continue with our media availabilities here at Michigan International Speedway in advance of Sunday's Pure Michigan 400. We are now joined by Kasey Kahne, the driver of the number 5 Liftmaster Chevrolet. We will just open it up to questions. Please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. State your name and affiliation. Up here to Bob, and then we'll go to Wolfgang.
Hey, Bob.
Can we get a microphone up here to Bob, please?
Bob Hockers, ESPN. How do you feel kind of the dynamic and vibe was within the team today?
Well, I think it was kind of interesting that the vibe was good. You know, the team was good, just pretty similar to always. It's the first time I'd seen my guys since the news, and you know, a lot of them weren't at the shop on Monday, so they were told by guys at the shop guys that were at the shop. And I was gone, you know, at Knoxville this week, so I talked to a couple over text or Snapchat, phone call, something like that. But that was really about it. And so today it was cool. Everybody seemed good, and we just kind of went to work like always, and hope to put together a really strong weekend.
We'll go to Wolfgang.
Kasey, earlier today, Kyle Larson was here, and he is going to Knoxville to race up there. I know you have a sprint car team. Are you driving yourself from time to time? Or you have some more involvement now in your team with decision doing?
No, pretty similar to how it's been the last few years. We, you know, I race when I can, which isn't not a lot, but when I can, I still enjoy racing on the dirt. And you know, this weekend's all about our teams. Brad Sweet and Darren Pittman. They're pretty much, you know, they're starting 3rd and 7th on Saturday night in the Knoxville Nationals. So we have 2, you know, good cars and good opportunities to try to get a Nationals win. And yeah, I just support those guys. I love that type of racing and being a part of it, being an owner, and trying to give them, you know, opportunity to go out and win the biggest sprint car race that there is.
We'll come over here to Claire and then go to Jerry.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. Kasey, talk about your future and kind of what you want to do, where you think you should go, what kind of conversations you're having, and how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, you know, I started basically, you know, Sunday night, Monday, talked to some different owners, you know, personnel, different teams, and just trying to show that, you know, I really want to still be in the Cup Series. I want to race here, and you know, if there's any opportunity, I'd love to talk about it, you know, something like that. So that's been really good. You know, everybody's nice and talked about their programs, and was really cool to have those conversations. Also, Mr. Hendrick has been really supportive and making sure that, you know, he wants me in a car as well. You know, it didn't work out in the 5, but he wants me in another car, and he wants me to be out there, you know, racing next year. So you know, between all that, I really think I'll be able to come up with something that'll be very competitive, and you know, be able to be in the Cup Series for, you know, a while to come.
Mr. Hendrick, Rick Hendrick talked about a liaison team possibility. Are you kind of banking your hopes on that? Are there many opportunities out there? Or are you thinking maybe there'll be a liaison job that he'll help you get into?
Yeah, I mean, I think we all know that there's not a ton of opportunity, you know, and there's some really good drivers that don't have a deal done at this time that will probably end up in cars, I would think. So, like, I just feel like the opportunities are pretty slim, but I've always, you know, tried to be really respectful, and when I've had the opportunity to go fast and win, we've been able to win some races. I would always like to win more, but we have, you know, have some wins, and have done a good job with the people in the garage and our partners over the years. So I really think that I can come up with something good, and come up with something that would be fun to be a part of, and also try to work hard to make that team better than it's ever been, and that's, you know, and myself better than I've been. So I still have that mindset, and I really hope that, you know, something works out to where I can be in a strong car next year and enjoy, you know, racing in the series, because I've actually enjoyed it for so long, you know, and I've lived so many of the highs of the you know, the Cup Series. You know, I watched Jimmy Johnson win 5 championships. I've won 18 races myself, and you know, we had 6 wins in 1 year. Watched Dale Jr. win, some different races, but when he won Bristol in the 8 car was something that like I'll never forget because of the 170,000 fans that you thought were going to come to the infield with him. So it was, I think I've lived a great part of the sport, been part of all that, and I don't want to be done yet.
We'll go to Jerry and then Chris.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net and PRN. In all of this, you still have to prepare for the playoffs and the rest of the season. Can you talk about how that is going through your mind and how you're working to obviously further yourself into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing there is just working with my team and having my team behind me. Me being behind them and what they do, how hard they work to prepare the best car and put it on track each week, and just trying to find a little bit of speed that we need if we were ever to want to win a championship and to want to advance through those rounds. I think we all know the 78 and the 18 have been really the cars to beat the last month. The 42 was right before that was really strong, and we've all just been a little bit off of that. So we're working hard to get to where we want to be. The only way I'm going to get there is the people, and being part of that. And, I feel like that's been one thing at Hendrick Motorsports that had one of the, coolest things there has been working with my teammates, the other crew chiefs, Knaus, Alan, and Greg. Like those guys, I just feel like I've had a really good relationship with that whole group on both sides. And so I think we have to keep that going all the way till the end of the season and just try to get the best results we possibly can. But it all is just people and how we work together. And if we do what I know that we can do, I think we can, really perform and do a lot more than what we've done so far this season.
We'll go to Chris and then Christina.
Chris Knight, CatchFence.com. Kasey, we've seen drivers like Matt Kenseth and Kevin Harvick, and even Kevin Harvick, Kenseth, and those guys make changes and they go to different teams and kind of get a fresh start. Do you feel like that if you had that opportunity, if it presented itself, that you could have a fresh start? And Martin Truex was I thinking of the other guy, went from Michael Waltrip to Furniture Row and built that team. Do you feel like if you got a fresh start that it could help you rejuvenate your career?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly hope so. I think it's all about people again. If you can get the people behind you and believe in you, and then I believe in them, and we work together for the same goal, and that's to win races. It's a competitive series. It's a super tough series to win in. So many things have to go right for the entire week, the entire race weekend, and then throughout the race. And it's not easy by no means, but once guys figure out how to do it, they can get on that roll. They figure out the speed in their car, what the driver's looking for, and can give them that feel each week. They figure out how to win more than the rest of us. So it can definitely be done. I've been part of that side of things in the past, and hopefully we can be part of that again if we get in the right situation.
I don't know if you saw or heard the transcript from the press conference this week with Rick Hendrick and Byron, but Rick said during the press conference that he took responsibility for the 5 car not running up to its standards, and he didn't feel like that everything came together. Does that mean something when he says that he took responsibility for that team not doing what he thought it should have?
Well, I think a lot of what he said this week means a lot to me, because to have somebody like Rick Hendrick, Mr. Hendrick, to be on your side, even though I'm not going to be part of his team anymore, to be on your side and the power that he has in this sport and what he's done for NASCAR, for this sport, for so many drivers and employees over the years, to have him behind you is a really good thing. So, like, I respect that. I respect him a ton, and I hope that we can build something out of that. But I also have kind of been working in my own direction as well on certain things to make sure that just check out everything that's that's out there for sure. I don't want to miss anything, but Mr. H has been really good about where we're at, and I think we're going to come up with something that should work out pretty well.
We'll go to Christina and then Wolfgang.
Christina Bowman, the podiumfinish.net. Speaking more towards this race weekend, June of 2014 was your last top 10 here, and I'm wondering what has been the struggle over the last few years, and do you think you've kind of stepped in the right direction correcting that, and how do you feel about your car this weekend?
Yeah, I think, really the last few races here, since then, the final restart has put me from like 7th or 8th to 15th, 13th to 15th, I would say, in some of those races. So we could have ran top 10 in a couple of the races since 14, but to actually run in the top 5, we haven't had that kind of speed at all. So we're trying to work on those things. Obviously, the restart's up to me. You know, there's a line that you're put in, and then where you go from there is up to the driver. So you have to make things happen in the first and second corner. But as far as the speed of the car, that's something that I think we've made some gains in since Indianapolis. I thought Indy, we unloaded second. I thought we were really competitive. And Pocono, I felt we had a 3rd to 5th place car. It didn't work out at the end the way things went, but our speed was 3rd to 5th place. And then, so we're just learning, working from there. And also what we had the first Michigan race, which we were 8th place car and finished like 14th. So hopefully we can get in the top 10. That'd be a nice weekend, but yeah, I want to be in the top 5, and I want to see if we can have the speed to really just, battle for a win again at Michigan. That would feel pretty good. But as of today, I thought we were a little bit off getting into the corner. My car was like moving around left to right a lot, pulling on the left front and losing right rear grip. So just a small balance thing there that we'll work on tomorrow. Hopefully we can get a lot closer.
Kasey, for 218, you're just looking for a drive in NASCAR or outside the NASCAR world, for example, in endurance racing?
Just Cup Series. Yeah, really just Monster Energy Cup Series, and as far as NASCAR goes, yeah.
We'll go to Robbie.
Robbie Mays, MRN. Kasey, next week we go to Bristol. You won the spring race up there a few years ago. Talk about the difference between racing at Bristol in the daytime as opposed to racing there at the nighttime.
Yeah, they're both great races, but over the years, the track to me just gotten faster. With the grip that they put on the top, and now we're putting grip on the bottom, so it's as fast as it's ever been, I think. And throughout an entire run, the cars don't fall off like they used to. Probably some of your faster laps are later in the run than they are even at the start sometimes. So just trying to battle through those things, be able to pass cars, and be in the right position like any other track. But yeah, Bristol's it's a good track to go to. Track position means a lot, and then on the longer runs you can make moves, it seems like. But yeah, I think the night race, to me, in the past especially, there's so much like the vibe and the excitement of it, is so good. And so it's neat to be part of that race and try to get a night win. We won during the day, and that was really cool. I think I won at night and maybe Xfinity, but yeah, it's a neat place to race. Just a small track, everybody's close together, and top or bottom, wherever your car works the best, or if there's cars in front of you, go somewhere else. But yeah, it's challenging for sure to try to get the speed and keep it throughout a whole run.
Do we have any final questions for Kasey? All right, Kasey, thanks for joining us. Good luck on Sunday.
Yeah, thank you.